Thank God it's Friday, and it's just so good to be here this morning. A beautiful morning to you out there watching us all over the world, Nigeria, and all over. We want to welcome you to another beautiful episode of Family and Values. It's all about you. It's all about what you believe in. It's all about the values that we've left, and we're trying to bring back, to remember that, no, I think this is how we used to do it. We need to bring it back because of the generation of children we have now, so that we'll not lose the touch that comes with what a family stands for. It's another beautiful Friday, the first one in the month of February. So that means today is the 2nd of February 2024. Where are you right now? Are you on the road, or you're just stepping out of the house? Anyway, my name is Adejoke Adabi David, and I hope you're going to have a wonderful time with myself and my joy girl right here in the studios.
Morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful Friday. Yes, we are. The weekends are upon us, and of course, when we approach Friday, it's a time to relax, a time to enjoy, a time to flex. All of you that are planning one outing or the other, please be safe out there. Welcome to Family and Values. My name is Joy Abu. How do you intend to spend your weekend?
My weekend. Okay, Holy Ghost service today. Tomorrow rehearsals and some meetings, and Sunday is Thanksgiving.
Your weekend is already packed already.
And also have the communion on Sunday.
Your weekend is already packed. Don't worry. Your weekend is already packed.
Please join me. I want you to join me.
Yeah.
It's so good if you're going to be joining me, okay, this weekend.
Oh, for me, basically nothing so serious. I don't have any engagement like that this weekend. But anything can come up. It's weekend. Come on, that call can come in and say, "Step out. Let's do some hangout together." But I'm open. If I receive the call,
her now. You are here.
No, I'm not going.
I'm inviting her for a beautiful weekend, and you are also very much invited. Saturday is invited. Johnson is invited. Even our guest seated here is invited. Everyone is invited. So join me.
Of course, don't worry. We'll join you. Don't worry.
So on Sunday.
Don't worry now. See, I actually have an event on Sunday, and it's I think by 1 p.m. or thereabouts, and it's a reception. And so I'm still thinking, wrapping my head, because it's kind of exclusive. So, and they said, send me your name so that so I'm just thinking, I shouldn't have even accepted this IV in the first place. Because now I've accepted, I have to attend. So my Sunday.
Don't forget Sunday, Alfredo.
Yes, that's another place I was thinking I was going to be, but I'm still. I would be there. Come so that you see the crew of Family and Values. Yes, let's laugh.
You see her there.
Let's laugh.
She owe you that.
Let's make you laugh.
Yeah, please.
Those of you that are saying, how can I reach you? Come and meet me. Come with your family. Let's laugh.
The day balancing your love in marriage, in relationship, balancing love in marriage and in relationship. That's our topic. So how well do you think one can balance the love that comes into the marriage? Is it all about love, or do we have more that comes with what it means to have a marriage? One out aspect of it, or it covers everything? So to do justice to that, we have in the studios with us a colleague, a dear friend, sister. I've known this woman for God knows how many years, I can't even remember. But she's been in the industry and she's doing well for herself. And today she's not coming in as a media person. She's coming in as an author, a life coach, and mental health advocate. And I'm talking about Tumishe. We call her Oluwa Tumishe Oladapo Kuku. But today she's coming as Tumishe Kuku. So it's so good to have you. How are you, sis?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
It's this this is the part of media that I'm not sure I ever was very comfortable with. But hey, we both.
So many of you may not know that you can hear the voice, right? She has always been a radio. She hides that beautiful voice, But right now she's here this morning, and I'm so glad she's here. By the grace of God, Joy meets Tumishe. But I'm still very familiar and still very, today is Friday, so thank God it's Friday. I like flexing on Friday. I want to get myself in the mood so that by the time after the studio I'll continue.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm so used to Oluwatomishi Oladapo Kuku.
And because that's a complete name. When I remember when a guest came that happened to be a very close friend of mine, and after the show he said, for the first time you called my name like and I was like, yeah,
yeah, okay, so the reason I just go to Mishekoko sometimes is my name is a handful.
So you don't want people to...
So, but if you're going to ask me my name, Oluwatomishi Oladapo.
Complete. Welcome.
It's so good to have you. So,
welcome.
How does one maintain love in marriage?
What's the definition of love?
Yeah, let's start from there.
That's the first question, isn't it? And if you ask me, there's no definition. Because it's not a feeling. It's beyond commitment too. It's values encompassing. Yeah, it's values encompassing. So, yeah, we know the chemistry is usually the first thing. Okay, you see someone, there's some energy that pushes you through, and both of you be like, okay. But after the honeymoon phase, after the initial thing, so I think that's why the present generation goes like, what do you bring to the table? And usually I think what they mean that we have maybe misinterpreted is, what are your values? What are my values? Do they marry? Permit me to use the scripture. The scripture says, can two work together except they agree? The scripture also says, do not be unequally yoked. And do not be unequally yoked is not, I don't think is ethnicity. I don't think is face. I don't think, but it is all encompassing. So if my values and your values are not in tandem, if my values, come on, no matter how deeply the giddy feeling is, no matter how deep the attraction is, you can't sustain anything. So you need to, for yourself, define what love means to you. This is what I say these days. What's your own love story? What is your, when I know I say what's your own love story, I'm not saying a Harlequin or a Milton Bond love story. I'm asking, what are the things that have determined, influence, that is impacting what you call relationships today? So sit down with yourself. When you're able to answer, I'm going to be with a man, or I'm going to be with a woman because of this and because of this. So why do you want that woman? Why is this qualities that you've written down? Ask yourself why you want those qualities. Are you ready to give that in the same energy? So yeah, love is beautiful. But it's extremely transient. It's extremely transient, because if you read, again, forgive me, but that's if you read 1 Corinthians 13, love is not jealous. Yes, I said it. Love is not jealous. That's what is that not what it is? I said it doesn't take it. No, when you read all of that and you look at yourself, how do you define that?
Okay, now you've talked about certain things, but I want to ask, what's the role of love in marriage? When people decide we love each other, they want to get married, what's that role? What does love actually play when it comes to marriage?
I think that would still be I'm probably the wrongest person to ask about love. You know why? The reason is, my husband will say that myself and my wife, we met, we married, we fell in love, and we're together, because it is evolving. Again, it is getting, I think I know the answer to your question. So what love will mean is getting to understand that with every phase that this person is going to go through, they're going to be a new person. That is not the same person that you met the first time. Yeah, there's going to be. So I saw a quote somewhere that says, "Being in love with someone is attending 1,000 births."
1,000.
1,000.
A thousand births.
You're going to change because before you, we are all women here. So before you got married, you were more. You probably if. I was I was extremely athletic. I would go an hour, 2 hours running and all that. I can do that anymore, you know. But my husband that met me as some shapely person and I'm no longer shapely. What's keeping him? Is it love? Is it commitment? Is it values?
Is it understanding?
Is it understanding? That's why I said, you know, at the initial question that love has to be defined by the person, because a lot of things I could tell you loads and loads and loads of stories, and this is not just people who come to my table, people around my circle. When I say my table, to my practice, my coaching practice and therapy practice, and I could tell you loads and loads of stories of people saying, I just don't feel what I felt or what, you know, and that is what people call falling in love. So why are you staying? The question is usually, so why are you staying? And then they go like, oh, but here's this, and they begin to kind of values that the person is providing, male and female. So what is love?
So what is love? I want to ask, how does one fix a marriage that is falling apart? Do you need just love, or you need more than love
You need
itself?
conversation. You need conversation. You need conversation. You need to be able to be naked before each other. I don't know how we got to. Of course, I was handed that. It was handed over to me, but I don't think it was handed over to me. And you know. But we saw it. We saw our parents not have conversation.
Very true.
And then things begin to be swept under the carpet. And then mothers get beater, fathers get beater. Mothers now start telling the daughters, all men are the same, all men are, you know. And fathers start telling their sons, the only thing a woman knows is money, so just make money. And so these narratives that has been handed over to us is what is determining now. So it has gotten to a head now with the generation we're having. It's gotten to a head now. They don't want to go through that thing. They want value. They want value. If you and I are going to go on this journey of life together, because what? On the average, I'm going to spend 25 years, 30 years at most with my parents, you know, and then the rest of my life, I'm going to be there with someone that is coming from a different background and all that. So we're going to have to get to a point, me and this person, where we will sit down and tell ourselves. So fixing, there's some certain things I can say right now, but fixing a relationship, a broken relationship, or a relationship that is struggling, will mean that you're going to have to sit down to have crucial conversations. If you have these conversations and you still don't think that you still need to be together,
Then
count your losses. Let it be mutual. Go. But if you do the exercise properly, you sit down properly, and you are, there's nothing that is unforgivable in marriage. There's nothing that is unforgivable in relationships. I know I'm going to be taken to the cleaners for that, but it's fair, even, you know. But it's like, and you know why I say that is because when a cord has been broken, it could be trust, it could be whatever it is. When a cord has been broken, and one person comes up to say, okay, I broke trust. You have a conversation. It's the perception of what the person is how the person is gonna respond to you that's gonna make you, you know. So what if, you know, you let's use the biggest one. That's cheating. What if your partner cheats and they come, you find they didn't even tell you, you find out, and you sit down and you decide to go back to the drawing board. Oh, my trust has been. I don't think I could ever trust her again. I don't think I could ever trust him again. What grace are you going to expect if it were you? Are you going to?
Okay,
Yeah.
now I want to ask this for people who are in marriages currently and they are out of love. Let me put it that way. You hear ladies say, "I'm in this marriage because of the children." It's
Oh,
for
I've
the
heard the
sake of
man
the-
say that before.
They'll tell you, assuming it wasn't for the kids, I'm gone. And someone will tell you it's because the kids are still growing. Once they get to a certain level, I'm out of this marriage. Now, it's obvious that there is no love existing there. But in a situation like that, how do you bring such a person back to saying, you know what, you still can't find that love that was once lost?
Tell your story. Tell yourself your story. Why are you finding it difficult? Yeah? Why are you finding it difficult? Trust me, if the person sits down to tell their story, to write their story, they will know exactly when the love began to
To
end
drop.
and they did not address it. What causes love to fade away is because we're not nurturing ourselves. I know everybody knows about the so-called 5 love languages, and that's perfect. It's really good. But every relationship has its own
language.
DNA.
True.
And if you started off as a gift lover or a gift giver, as it goes, and you think that, oh, this is my partner is just a person of touch, and the person has grown. Take menopause. I'm going there. Yeah, I'm going there.
Yeah.
That's it, because it's going to happen with
Whether you like it
whether
or
you
not.
like, and you don't know. A person who's going through menopause doesn't want to be touched. Even if your love language is to be touched. So it is keeping in line. It is keeping in line with the changes with each other. Not the man leaving the woman to carry the emotions all the time, or the woman leaving the man to carry the gender roles, the traditional gender roles. We can run away from that. So if you really want it, sometimes there's nothing you can do. Even as a counselor, they come to you. There's absolutely nothing you can do, because you can force a horse to the stream, in it,
You can force it.
but you can't force it. If they want to go, they want to go. But if you truly think he's worthy of it, and if there's no abuse, so nobody will not say that. Timothy said, if there's no abuse, emotional, financial, and all of that. If all of these, and then before I would even advise a separation and all that, I'm like, okay, have you guys talked about it? Is there a change coming? Is this other person, male or female, who is abusing? What is the story behind? Because every single action that you take, there's a story behind it.
There's a story behind it. Okay, it's time for us to go Friday. We have our guest on Zoom. She's joining us live from Lagos. And I have with us here this morning, connecting via Zoom, Deaconess Joan Olatunji. She is a minister of the word, a marriage and life coach. Hello, ma'am. How are you, Joan? Good morning.
Good morning, Olori. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud. and
Deaconess, good morning.
Morning,
Always
Olori.
looking 16. Always looking
Happy New
16.
Month.
Same to you, ma'am. It's so good to have you. Okay, so we're looking at the topic balancing love in marriage, in relationship. And I want to ask, do we need love to bring back a relationship that is going through slight problem or falling apart or walking in a crack, having that crack? Do we need just love or we need more?
For a relationship going apart, we don't need love as number one to bring it back together. Because why it actually fell apart is because love had gone missing or has gone down or out of the picture. So we need to trace back and find out from where did we begin to feel like let us pass, let us go our separate ways. Then we take it from there and start, looking at what caused it, what should have been done, what should we have done. Then we can now bring in the good things that we need to have together as a couple and try to build on it. So I won't, as a couple, I won't keep love out first. I will trace it back and find out at what point of exactly did the fire begin to dwindle between both of them.
Okay, Deaconess, I would love to ask this question. How can couples balance their love in marriage? Looking at sometimes the societal challenges, the stress, the general things that are happening around. It's obvious that sometimes it's not necessarily because they don't want to love each other, but because of what is happening around them, they are laid back. So how can they balance their love in marriage to still keep that fire burning, to still make sure they are still in order in terms of love and the marriage is still going?
Hmm. I want to appreciate the gentleman who told me there. I was actually watching what you were saying. And I love that they mentioned something. If I might have, talk on else. I have a community of young people, and there's a book I wrote for young couples. When it comes to love in marriage, it is a seed that should be nurtured. Young people enter into marriage and assume that that's all they have for each other will automatically continue. It doesn't work like that. It's like a farmer that sows a seed. You have to nurture it. There are things you do to make sure that that love keeps going on and keeps getting stronger. And when it comes to balancing love in marriage and in relationships, I would say that it's both ways. One person can be doing something and the other is not doing it. That's why the balance has to be both. That the things I am doing to nurture the love we started together on this journey. That the things you are also doing to nurture the love that you married. So both of us doing things to nurture that seed of love will actually automatically bring the balance. And I like what Sonika said. In marriage we have children. So like before you got married, I was thinking that both of you love you like yourself. 5 years down the lane, life will happen. Things will happen. There will be changes. Or that love must be maintained to keep going. Or else it will start declining and going back. And you won't do it. By the time you realize it's something that you are snapping at each other, we are getting angry at each other, you get irritated and all that. The balancing of love, that's the question of both ways. I have to nurture that love. I have to nurture the love. And as the seasons of life continue, we have to keep upgrading and keep doing it to make sure that I like that you mentioned love language. From my own experience, I've discovered that love languages actually change in marriage. From my own personal experience of the community that I mentioned, the first 1 year the love language might be totally affirmative, keep anything. The second, by the time children start coming and know that love language will change. Want to do things that shows that you really love me, help around the house, help the children, help me to do things. So love languages change according to our things of life.
Okay, Ma, I want to ask, how can one improve one's marriage and be a better spouse? Are there steps to it? What are those, pointers that can help me to improve my marriage and also be a better spouse, a better partner, to my man or my woman?
Well, I will speak as a counselor. On your own time, but not a time where both of you communicate. What are the things that you probably not in your own anniversary plan or do your family vacation? Always advise couples to take time and just both of you. If you have a very good support system to take care of the children because they are senior, take time out to just talk about yourself, your relationship and all that. So from your discussion, you will know what to do to enhance your marriage. If you decide you want to go into gym, you are going to assume. Because you are not God, you don't know what that person is going to. You will assume. And assumption can like I had one time. Assumption is a wonderful. So to get it right, I must be for some communication must be there. Probably yearly, quarterly, as much as possible, you know, sit down, discuss, and think, how are they doing? What are the things you feel like about me? What are the things you need me to improve on? And vice versa like that. So from there, you'll be able to improve on yourself. But to take it all alone, at the time you will be tired because you just have this perception. You are the one giving so much people and this person is not bringing anything. And it can be frustrating at times.
Okay, Deaconess, can you, in a way, tell us signs of a bad marriage? Aside what we know as signs of bad marriage, of most of us will say, okay, when there is abuse, when there is no communication, are there other signs of when you sit down and you begin to observe and then you know that this marriage is actually heading towards the rocks? Are those signs that couples could really pay attention to, aside the ones that are obvious? Some people, like you said, we are not God to know what is another person's mind. And sometimes you discover that you want something, you want to take a vacation, your partner is not willing to go with you, and because of that, you can't go anywhere. So are there signs that you would literally see as a couple and know that, okay, it's like we are heading towards the end of this marriage?
Yes, there are signs. Usually, the first thing that actually comes up is, and I strongly believe we women, not because we are intuitive human being or so, it's same thing. So by the time we start having this sense in our mind that the way our husband or the way the other person is behaving or doing things, we need to check it out and see if it's our mind that is working, that is actually something behind the scene going on. And like I always tell people before, there are times that, especially say so well, but in their mind, there is something else. But if you are very sensitive, you able to pick up this signal. So yes, apart from the ability, you want to start noticing that some of the things you do together, he or she is not doing with you. You don't really have to go for a long vacation. Probably you want to do that in a good mood. Don't sit down and they follow together. Don't initiate the conversation. And if you see that he's going through an argumentation, just hold back. Don't say anything, don't push it. Look for another time. That was always another time. Pray towards it. And, talk to him or her again about the issues that you've noticed that is bothering you and you feel to be worked before it becomes a big hole. And, both of, when you see that you are not feeling eye to eye, when you are not agreeing on it, if there is someone in his or her life that is an authority figure that can speak to him or her, I would suggest you go meet such person and talk to the person first. But it has to be a trusted person. And usually, I don't usually advise you to be the pastor of your church. It's better you go for the pastor because men don't really like the wife reporting them to their pastor. So it's usually if you have a good elderly person, a counselor that both of you respect, you can go and have a chat with that person.
Okay, want to say a big thank you to Deaconess Joanna Olatunji. Thank you so very much. I hope the community is blooming and growing, and you have a great goal ahead of you this new year. How is your community?
Fine, thank you. We are growing actually.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
very much, ma'am. Thank you
Deacon.
for your
Thank
time.
you.
Okay, we'll go back to our
Thank you.
Ola.
I actually have an answer to one.
So, please go ahead.
To that question that you asked. The first place you would notice that a marriage is going awry, the children. Because they're a reflection of what you're giving them, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're the reflection of the energy in the house. Your children are, if everything fails, your children, if you are sensitive enough, will be the first, because you see them acting up. You see rebellion. You see a child, even a child as young as 3, crying for nothing. It's a cry that the energy around the house is not healthy. Yeah? That the first place it shows, because when the relationship is not in tandem, that means we're not passing the right values, the same values over to the children. They're not seeing what they're not being modeled to. Yeah? So if we're sensitive enough and we take feedback from our children, and I'm not even saying verbal feedback, right? I'm talking about how they act. A child that was, the elder that will see daddy and see mommy, and all of a sudden ask a question. Because that at that point, and I believe that's why God made the family unit that way, at that point, but if you now need, if you're sensitive enough and you really want to watch it, okay, where did we go wrong? When did we start? There's no how. You will still have to ask yourself the question.
Okay, so how do you now bring back what has been lost, that touch?
She said, fight for it. Have a conversation. It might even need that you need separate times apart. I'm not saying separation. I'm saying, okay, if you should be, I should be able to, you said something when you were trying to speak with Deaconess that, okay, you wanted to go for a vacation, but your husband or your partner, let me not say, let's very gender neutral, your partner wouldn't allow you. Is it a master-servant relationship? Yeah, because the moment you just see that resentment is building small, and then you now gradually there's friction. So the first thing would almost always be an avenue for a conversation. An avenue, you can do a romantic, take them out and all that. Yes, a woman, you can take a man out to start. Yes, you can take him out. Take them out, start a conversation, or just get out of the everyday environment. Book a hotel for the two of you. Yes, there are ones that are 3,000. He doesn't have to do anything. Then take yourself out to grind. just do those things that you did when the
children were not there.
Yeah, even if you know that even without children there can be tension. There can be tension.
Yeah.
So do the things consciously. Do the things that you did when your heart was doing getting when you saw this person. I never had, when people say I never did the midnight calls, like why it's not going to happen. So leave societal construct. Leave it. What is working in your own home? How is your man different? How is your woman different? Fit that.
But you know, there are times, and I've seen this really happen, where the woman is willing to go extra to make it work. She's ready to spend her money to take that time out, because I noticed that so many partners are living like roommates.
Oh yeah.
And then you see a woman who is ready to fight for it. She's ready to take the man out. Let's have this conversation. She wants to foot the whole business. And the man is still adamant, like, I go nowhere. I'm not interested. And at that point, what do you think is really wrong? Now, this is a man that, because you did mention children. Of course, the kids are always affected, but it has not. He has not left his place as a father. He's still acting the fatherly role. But for the woman, there is that break. It's obvious, and the woman knows, and she's saying, you know what? I'm still fighting. I still want it to work, but the man is still adamant. At that point,
Can I shock you?
okay.
It's bound to happen. You can't have highs all the time. It's bound to happen. The question is, how long are you willing to go?
To go.
Yeah. There is no, I said to somebody, and people say, put it on the shirt. There is no marriage without continuous self and personal development. There's no relationship even. There's no relationship even. Okay. So, oh God, I have to say it. Okay, so there's this, and again, I don't know the guy, but the book has changed my life. And I'm just going to say, the book's title is The 4 Agreements, and is written by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a very small book, very small. It's less than 200 pages. Very small book. And what are the 4 agreements? Be impeccable with your words. Do not take anything personally. Do not make assumptions. All marriages, all partners make assumptions.
Of course, they always make assumptions.
It's part of what the marriage itself.
There will always be that
And
assumption.
the fourth is that ties everything together. Always do your best. But my favorite is to not take anything personally. We take
Do not take
things
Too
everything
personal.
personally.
Let me tell you, whatever your partner is going through, the likelihood that is 98% not you is high. They have their own questions that they're trying to answer. And they're probably like, oh, should I bother this woman? Should I bother this man? And we should also understand that some women, because I'm not like that, some women are not, because I know men who will talk for days, would rather talk, and the women are quiet, and I know women who are extremely logical. But the long and short is, all of us have our brains are in spheres. We have the logical one, and so it boils down to us being mindful of everything. It's hard work. But the moment that you put in that hard work, it comes in this way. You know that, and with that, and of course, when assumption is kicking in, you go like, okay, guys, is this? And you say, no. Because if you have put that, and then you know that, okay, you've asked, and it's not about you, it's okay. If you're a praying woman or a praying man, pray for them. Pray for them. Leave them to deal with their question. Pray for them. Love them in the way that they want to be loved. They can not be like you can love wrongly. You can love wrongly because you think what most of us do is we love the way we love. I will love Joke the way I want to be loved. That's the way I will express to you. That's the power of perception. So if I'm a gift lover, for example, I'm giving you all the sense. I'm sending message,
That's you should give me.
But that's not your love
language.
Your own language might be, yeah. And me, I'm your lover. I'm giving you gifts, and it's touchy you want.
Oh, it's settled.
We have loved wrongly.
I think I can actually relate
loved
to
wrongly.
that.
Yeah.
So, does that mean that I need to learn your own love
Oh, yeah.
for you to also learn my own love
That
language?
is where the
for us to be
for us to
able
work
to
together. Because Mind you, your children have their own love language that you have to navigate to.
I think I can actually relate with that because there are
So-
times you are in a situation and you're wondering, why is this person doing this? Why is this person
It's
doing
not
this?
about you.
Why? And then the power of assumption comes in, and then you feel like there's something wrong, and then you now hear no. So these days, what I do is I check in on you. I ask you a few questions. The moment you're saying is not about me, I just let you, and then I tell you anytime you're done with yourself, I'm here.
That's the.
But sometimes it sounds selfish, and sometimes it will look like, are you just going to say that?
You see, there's again. That's what I said earlier. Let's drop social construct. No, drop it. If we are, I don't. Yes, there are extroverts, there are introverts, but we are all on a spectrum. We are all on a spectrum. You have your extroverted time, you have your introversion time. You will fit it. That's the way God created it. I don't know. Well, I'm Yoruba. If you will translate it, yeah. They work good and bad.
Good and bad.
They work hand in hand.
Yeah.
We cannot take the good and leave the
Away
bad.
from the
We cannot
bad.
leave the
Bad
bad and
and
take
take
the
the
good.
good.
Everything you cannot see what good
So
is
what-
until you see bad. You cannot see what bad is until
Until
you've
you see
understood
good.
good.
And it is from the bad that you can actually gain your strength.
Your
to be
strength
able
to walk.
manage
Good.
good.
Very
Yeah,
true.
good.
So that's how we build resilience. That's how we build really. Don't tell me that you're in a relationship and it won't break. It will break. What happens when it
When
breaks?
it breaks, that's the most
what
important thing.
happens, when it
when
breaks, and the love language is really a wild topic to descend on, but I want to believe that Oluwatomishola Dapokuku will be here, to do more justice to this some other time, and by the grace of God, God will keep you an eye so that we'll be healed, and
I mean-
nothing will happen to her as well.
Yes,
I believe in
yes,
the power
yes,
of prayer.
yes.
I believe, just like Sensitivity de la Dalia, so we cannot look out of the box and think everything will continue to be rosy. It's a lie. On that note, Joy, from you.
Well, of course, there will always be breakups. There are times in a relationship where you feel like everything is going down. You feel at that point like, am I losing it? I think it's for you to return back to the drawing board, like our guest have said, discover where the error came from. Sometimes it's just one thing that you didn't fix right, that is deteriorating. Go back, fix it, and then go back and start making amends. I think one of the things we fail to do in our relationship is accepting blames. Once you accept your blame and take responsibility for it, you discover that your marriage will just, sometimes you don't need to wait for the other partner to be the one to accept it. Okay, fine, this has happened. It has happened, let's fix it. That's what is important. So let's fix it. Yes, and like they say, love language is key. Learn to balance your love language. Of course, my name is Joy Abu. It's weekend. I'll see you on Monday.
Okay, from me, all you just need to do is always believe that assumption, take it out of whatever it is you are thinking. We have a whole lot of us in relationships, in marriage, that we assume and we conclude and we decide to hit the nail on the head where we are not even supposed to look at. So like Tumishe just said, please, as much as possible, take the assumption out of the key. It may not be you. You may not even be 99% or 98%, like she said. It may not be about you. It may be something different from you. And that doesn't mean that your partner does not care. So try as much as possible to look into your love language this weekend, Play back, go back to our social media platform on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, as we're always live. Go back, listen, watch, and pick that which will be of great benefit to your relationship. My name is Remain Adejoke. I'll be David Olori AJ, and I want you to know one thing. This weekend is going to be bam. So enjoy it, love it, find your me time, and love your family as well. Have a splendid weekend. Bye for now.